All right, we're back again for one more rhythm tutorial here. This time we are learning about eighth notes. So far, we've got quarter notes, which are worth 1 beat. We've got half notes worth 2 beats, dotted half notes worth 3 beats, whole notes worth 4 beats. So far, these have all been 1 beat or larger note values. Oh yeah, plus we've got quarter rests, half rests, and whole rests. Remember, there is a dotted half rest, but we don't care about that so much. Now, we also have notes that are worth less than a beat. There are also notes that are worth more than 4 beats, but we're not going to worry about those probably at all. There are notes that are worth less than a beat. We're going to learn about one of them right now. If you chop a quarter note in half, then you have 2 notes that are worth half a beat each. These notes are called eighth notes. Okay, remember from the last lesson, or maybe it was the first one, we learned about why these things have their different names. Remember, quarter notes are called quarter notes because you've split a measure into 4 equal pieces, right? 1/4 we also abbreviate as a quarter. There are 4 quarters, in a dollar, right? Eighth notes are called eighth notes because in a measure where there are 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can fit 8 eighth notes inside that measure. That's why we call them eighth notes. I bet you can guess, right? If we split these in half again, we go twice as fast, we get 16th notes, 32nd notes, 64ths, 128ths, 256th notes. We don't really run into 256 notes very often. You can probably imagine how fitting 256 notes into one measure would be a kind of a pain. Anyway, but focus on these. These are eighth notes. They go twice as fast as the beat. Now, those are only as fast as your tempo, right? If your tempo is slow, your eighth notes won't really be fast. If your tempo is fast, your eighth notes will be blazing fast. If I fill up a whole measure of eighth notes like this, right? And I count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how fast the eighth notes go at that particular tempo. I would recommend practicing doing what I just did. That's a thing that some people can get really easily. Some people have kind of a hard time with, is going faster with your clapping than with your counting. Also, a great way to practice doing eighth notes is think of 2 measures. Fill one with quarter notes. Fill one with eighth notes. They got a little squishy at the end there. Okay, and I would count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a great way to practice doing your eighth notes. We're going to start seeing eighth notes sprinkled in among all the other ones. Now, we're not doing it in this level, but there is actually one other way to write eighth notes. Sometimes you might see an eighth note all on its lonesome. Okay. In this case, we have the note head, we have the stem, and then we have what's called the flag up here. Flags are unique to notes that are shorter than 1 beat. This is what an eighth note looks like all by itself. For right now, we're only going to be using eighth notes that are beamed together. That's the beam up there. Only going to be using these kind for right now. It's actually pretty cool. The reason we use these beams is to make it clearer what is on the beat and what's off the beat. So if we have a quarter note and then 2 eighth notes and then a quarter note and 2 eighth notes, these beams show us that takes up a whole beat, right? That's beat 2 and this is beat 4 right here. The only reason we use eighth notes with flags is when we have stuff off the beat, but we're not going to worry about that right now because we're just going to be seeing these eighth notes beamed together. That's it. I hope that you find this easy, or at least manageable, and I'll see you later.